Welcome to another Fantasy Goodfellas video where we talk about the top 24 quarterback rankings for week 12. You ready?
Let's do it.
The Fantasy Goodfellas.
Boom, boom, boom.
Rolling on the field.
The Fantasy Goodfellas.
All right, before we get started, tell me how we did on last week's rankings.
Okay, last week we hit on 22 of our 24 quarterbacks. So boom, boom, boom. We just missed on Kirk Cousins and Jared Goff.
All right, well, let's keep that train rolling. Before we get started, let me just remind you what you should expect in our video. Richard's going to give his rankings. We're going to use our stat machine to see if you agree or disagree with each of his rankings. All right, Richard, line them up.
All right, at number one, we have Patrick Mahomes. Will be home against the LA Rams. What can you say about Mahomes? Again, consistent. He's been awesome. Definitely not running for MVP. At number two, Josh Allen will be at Detroit. Fantastic matchup, but look at how many interceptions Josh Allen has thrown this year. It's a little bit alarming. At number three, Jalen Hurts, home against Green Bay. Jalen Hurts, that game against Indianapolis wasn't the best game, but Jalen Hurts always manages to get a touchdown somehow, some way, and we'll see. I think he's trending down, but is still having too strong of a season to rank him lower. And
Hold on. You say Jalen Hurts is trending down, but you got him ranked third. What's up?
Yeah, because he's been awesome. He's been awesome this year. I'm just thinking at some point he's going to start creeping lower on the rankings, kind of like Lamar Jackson. At number four, Tua Tagovailoa, home against Houston. He's home against a bad defense. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, you gotta love Tua. At number five, Joe Burrow at Tennessee. Joe Burrow put up big numbers in week 11. I expect the trend to continue. Tennessee has a better defense, but Joe Burrow has been very good, and Jamar Chase may return in week 12. And number six, Dak Prescott, home against the New York Giants. Dak also had a good week 11. Actually didn't have to pass all that much because they blew out the Vikings, still put up nice numbers. In a game where another team may compete, maybe the Giants actually score some points and Prescott's forced to throw more, it's crazy what can happen. Number seven, Geno Smith, home against Las Vegas. It's a good matchup. Metcalf will be a week healthier. I think Geno's going to have a good week. And number eight, Lamar Jackson at Jacksonville. Good matchup, but and we've been harping on it every week, since week 2 and 3, where Lamar Jackson was QB1, he hasn't been very good. And if you're a Lamar Jackson owner, you know what I'm talking about. So he's trending downward, even at 8. And number 9, Justin Herbert at Arizona. Herbert, is he 100% healthy? He finally had a decent game last week. Still, he hasn't produced what most thought before the season started. So maybe, just maybe, we were giving Justin Herbert too much credit too early in his career. And number 10, Tom Brady at Cleveland. Are the Buccaneers going to continue trending up? Is Tom Brady going to continue trending up? We will see. Great matchup, though, in week 12. At number 11, Jimmy Garoppolo, home against New Orleans. We know 49ers like to run, but if you saw them on Monday night, that offense looks very good. Jimmy G looks very comfortable. And number 12, Daniel Jones at Dallas. We know the Cowboys are going to put up points. Are the G-men going to put up points and compete? Daniel Jones is going to be forced to throw. And number 13, Derek Carr at Seattle. Derek Carr, another guy we've been harping on all season, super inconsistent. We really don't know what Josh McDaniels is doing, but Devontae Adams was found last week, and that's huge. Devontae Adams needs more weeks like this, which will help Derek Carr, and Seattle is a great matchup. And number 14, Kirk Cousins, home against New England. It's a tough defensive matchup, and we saw what the Patriots just did to Zach Wilson and the Jets. But Kirk Cousins is not Zach Wilson. And number 15, Aaron Rodgers at Philadelphia. It's a tough defensive matchup, but Aaron Rodgers starting to find a groove, especially with Christian Watson. Can the Packers make the playoffs? And number 16, Ryan Tannehill, home against Cincinnati. Tannehill has looked more comfortable in recent weeks. Cincinnati is going to put up points. Both teams might put up a lot of points. It's going to be a fun game. And number 17, Matt Ryan, home against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's been pretty bad this season, but that defense, I mean, they got TJ Watt back. They're playing a little better, but so has Matt Ryan in Indianapolis. It looks like Saturday just has them playing freely, and it really is helping. It really is helping Matt Ryan, who's looking a tad better. And number 18, Marcus Mariota at Washington. Marcus Mariota, again, doesn't pass much, but he does run. If he can continue to run, he finds ways to score. But if he continues to run, if he can do what Justin Fields was doing, that would be amazing. But I don't think that's going to happen, but it'll be enough for him to be in the top 20. And number 19, Jacoby Brissett, home against Tampa Bay. We all know I'm not a Jacoby Brissett fan, but Cleveland's defense is so bad that offense is putting up points. They have to pass a lot. So for that reason, Jacoby Brissett is here. And number 20, Trevor Lawrence, home against Baltimore. Baltimore defense has been susceptible, not last week because Carolina and Baker Mayfield are so bad, but you can score on Baltimore this season, and I think Trevor Lawrence will have to keep up with Lamar Jackson, and he'll put up a couple TDs. Still, long-term outlook for Trevor Lawrence, not good. And number 21, Jared Goff, home against Buffalo. Jared Goff has had a few bad weeks, yet the Lions are winning. So they're winning more on Jamal Williams and the strength of Jamal Williams and his touchdowns. And Jared Goff hasn't needed to pass that much, but this week they play Buffalo. He's going to have to keep up. And number 22, Russell Wilson at Carolina. He's the best of what we have left. It's a shame that Russell Wilson is here, but I don't think he's 100% healthy, and he's having issues gelling with that Denver team. Number 23, Andy Dalton at San Francisco. Tough defensive matchup, but Dalton has put up some decent games this year. He's the best of what's left. And at 24, Kenny Pickett at Indianapolis. The Steelers have struggled, but Pickett has had to pass the ball a lot to keep up, and I think it's going to be the same thing in Week 12. There are your top 24 quarterbacks.
All right, before we go, let's just look at some other rankings. One of the things I definitely noticed is you don't have Justin Fields this week.
Absolutely, because he might not play. If Justin Fields plays, definitely you got to rank him in the top half. But he has a separated shoulder on his non-throwing arm, but still it could be enough for him to miss at least this week.
All right, we'll look at some others. You got Kirk Cousins. Some other rankings have Kirk Cousins ranked 22. They're reacting to this week's terrible game where the Cowboys just shut them down completely. But I think the truth is somewhere in the middle. I think Kirk Cousins is better than that. Overall, it looks like there's 6 players that some other rankings don't have that you have. Any words on that? People like Ryan Tannehill, Matt Ryan, Jared Goff, Jacoby Brissett. What's some of your thoughts? There's not a lot of quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's just it. I guess potato. I think my rankings are going to be fine. They have been in the last, several weeks.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming on here and sharing your top 24 quarterback rankings for Week 12. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and always put your questions in the comment sections for Richard. Any parting words?
Just go USA.
The Fantasy Goodfellas.
Rolling on the field.
The Fantasy Goodfellas.